Exhale, Bucs fans.
Woo!
You are 1-0 after what was just an absolutely crazy finish to the kickoff game of the 2021 NFL season. Welcome into the PewterCast post-game show here. Ren, Dak, Steve Carney with you, and oh my goodness. I think that yes, it is as Ren has put up on the YouTube comments and on the Periscope comments, LFG.
Yeah, man.
Which is let's fumble
glaucoma.
Let's fumble glaucoma. Let's now let's start with overall.
Sure.
Yeah. That's about as ugly as you could ever imagine a Bruce Arians run team could be. I don't know if you listened to post game on the radio, Ren. I did. I wanted to hear what Bruce Arians told TJ Reeves in the post in the
as he was walking off. Oh, halftime. Yeah.
It was not pretty.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that I don't produce Bucs radio right now, because I would be like so petrified about having to throw
beep, beep,
a bleep out
beep,
there.
Beep, beep.
Yeah. You could tell he was not happy with how his team played at all tonight. And so I look at, you're not supposed to win games when you're -3 in the turnover ratio.
4 turnovers still win. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Still 28-0's intact. We got it. We'll talk about the defense. I think that was probably the biggest letdown. We'll see about SMB. I personally thought the offense sort of started hanging their hat on Leonard Fournette too much in the late third, early fourth, where the offense stalled a little bit. But when they sort of abandoned the running game and just like, hey, we're just going to throw it, like, they looked unstoppable. And, Godwin went from goat to hero, or goat to like, well, okay, that's all right. I mean, he did make the big catch down, inside the 20 to get him down there to kick the field goal. Ryan Suckup for president, needs to be in charge of COVID plans. Whatever.
Chris Godwin went from goat to forgiven. It's not that he went from goat to hero, but you and I were talking about this before we came on the air. I felt like I was going to be the smartest man on the planet, because I had gone on both on Monday and on Wednesday on WDAE and asked about who had gotten what line wise, and Ian told me that he got the Bucs -8, and I said that was smart because I thought it could have been closer to 10. That the game was supposed to be. And you think about it, Chris Godwin holds on to that football. It's probably a 9-point game.
Yeah.
And now Dak and the Cowboys are really pressed. And when that happens, they're probably going to make a mistake and they're going to get another turnover. And instead of being -3, you're -2 in the turnover ratio.
Now you're just making stuff up.
I'm not making stuff up.
If Godwin doesn't fumble, then the Cowboys get a turnover. Then you get to cover and be the smartest guy.
And I get to be the smartest man on the planet. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
So that's the
Godwin
only
scores. Dallas is definitely having a turnover. I mean, okay. All right, man. All right. I threw the link down in the chat. I'll do it a couple more times. You guys want to join us, just click the link. You can join from your phone, join from your laptop, join from wherever you want. We'll come in and talk Bucs. But hey, man, like you said, it was sloppy. I felt the Bucs got a lot of ticky-tack calls called against them that sustained drives, got big first downs for Dallas. I will say this. I talked about how on Twitter early, I kind of put out some things about the game, and I didn't think Dak Prescott, first off, I wasn't a huge Dak Prescott fan.
Yeah.
I really didn't think he was this good, and I take it all back. I thought he was going to be rusty at least, and then even if he was on his game, I didn't think he was that good of a quarterback. But I'll tell you what, man, like Dak, he kept him in the game, obviously. I mean, this was what the Rams did to us last year in prime time, but we won. Like, would they run the ball like 10 times, 12 times, maybe? The ran it 6 times total in the whole entire game. They used the short passes, and on those screens that they had set up, instead of like, they had a lot of quick slants and sort of digs over the middle, but when they did their screens, they were blocking up really well, especially in the first half, not so much in the second half. And it was a better game than obviously I thought it was going to be. It was closer. We won, but my hat's off to Kellen Moore, the OC for Dallas, and their game plan, because that was about the only way they were going to win. I saw a lot on Twitter, and I've seen a little bit here in the chat talking about how the pressure didn't get there and the blitz didn't get there. They didn't have a chance. Like they really didn't have a chance because they were getting the ball out so deep. And I also think that Dak's arm's not really there yet. We'll have to see next week if that's the same game plan they're going to go with until it gets a little healthier, because it was dink and dunk and everything. Yeah. He can only drive the ball about 15 yards. Everything that was deep was, sort of like a floater rainbow.
Yep.
A lot of them were complete, but a lot of them were short. So, that's kind of what I got out of it. Defense needs improvement.
Yeah.
And so what about you? Well, I mean, I'm still coming down off it, and I'm drinking Celsius like an idiot. At what time is it? It's
after midnight. Yeah, it's after midnight. It's Friday.
Only got to be working 7 hours. No problem.
Exactly. I only have to be on WDAE for my hit at 7:30 this morning. But for me, I learned a couple of things about the Bucs, and especially about the Bucs defense. The first one, of course, is the fact that I heard Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth say this a couple of times. The big question was about the Buccaneers is the depth, and especially the depth in the defensive backfield. And you saw that in a couple of different ways. You saw that when Sean Murphy-Bunting went down. Now, the way that it looked to me is it looked like he may have broken his arm. They eventually said it was an elbow injury, which tells me dislocated elbow is probably more likely.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
Yeah, the arm bent a way that it's not supposed to.
Right.
So when you have Sean Murphy-Bunting go down, and then you have Mike Edwards get leave because of cramping, and you have to rely on Ross Cockrell and Andrew Adams. By the way, good call by you.
Yeah.
Putting up that, hey, this is why they have Andrew Adams.
Thank God they signed Andrew Adams. As soon as SMD went down, I was like, and then they saw Cockrell, they moved him to the slot, and it's like, well, he was the third safety, and their fourth safety is inactive, and their first safety is inactive, or second, Whitehead was inactive, and it's like, thank God, and then Whitehead went down for a little bit, and they started picking on Adams, but he stood up at the end. He made that stop on Zeke.
Yep.
Made him kick a field goal. So, he was up and down, but what do you expect? I mean, God, he'd been in camp for 4 days or something?
Yeah, he had been in camp for less than a week. You think about it, he got cut early and then had to be brought back, was signed to the practice squad, and then elevated for today's game. So I really thought that the play against Zeke Elliott was big on that. And then, I know he got picked on a lot, but I certainly think that I certainly thought that the depth, as much as people will say, I hate watching the national television feeds because the national media always they don't like Tampa. You see that about just about every national media when it comes to when a team here in the Tampa Bay region. But really, they do have question marks in the defensive backfield, especially depth wise.
Yeah.
I think that the top is good, but if a guy goes down, you're going to find yourself in big trouble like they did here tonight. The other thing that you saw Ronald Jones go automatically into the doghouse again.
I know.
I thought I was really concerned. I even tweeted out, I'm like, Gio Bernard's going to be the starting running back before we're all said and done. Here,
but by the end of this night,
Gio Bernard's going to be the. I mean, when you have Ronald Jones put one on the turf
and Jones's helmet, they just take it away from him.
And it was on consecutive plays on offense too. with the Jones fumble and then the Fournette the ball that went off of Fournette's hands and for an interception. And it was, when you have two drives in that fashion, in consecutive, and giving any team, it doesn't matter if it's the Dallas Cowboys, doesn't matter if it's Jacksonville, doesn't matter if it's USF, give them that short field, they're going to score points. So was definitely kind of crazy, to say the least. To see everything that went down, and like you said, you turn the ball over 4 times. You're not supposed to win these games. Again, the link in the chat on both YouTube and on Periscope, and you're more than welcome to join us. You can also leave us a comment, and we'll get to them as well. Matthew Hall said, did you see Brady looking at Byron and shaking his head no at the end on the pass to Godwin, that back shoulder throw that they changed to? So I'm curious to see what the call was originally, and of course nobody's going to ask Brady that question. But
yeah, I mean, they're not watching the feed. The people asking the questions aren't watching the feed.
No,
but yeah, I mean, there was a couple times where I saw Brady shake him off, like Nuke LaLoosh out there. Brady wanted to announce his presence with authority, apparently. But, scary. All's forgiven. We win. Like I said, the 28-0 streak is still intact.
It is.
We're 9-0 now. With the last 4 games coming out of the bye, and then of course the 4 games in the playoffs. And then if we go 28-0, we will win the Super Bowl with a bye week in there. I mean, with a bye in the playoffs. So that's still intact. Bobby is in the lobby, but I can't see him. So we'll see if we can hear him. I'm going to try to bring him up, and we will see what happens. And so first I got to get rid of this. I don't even know where it is anymore.
This is always the problems when we get into something that we have not done here for a while. Oh, we got Bobby in the lobby.
Bobby, can you hear us?
I'm not seeing Bobby.
Bobby, can you hear us?
Bobby in the lobby.
He's coming up. Okay. Well, I'm gonna pull him down. Sorry, Bobby. If I get to see your picture there down in the lobby, then we'll go ahead and bring you up and we'll talk to you. But anyone else, feel free to go ahead and click the link. I'll drop it again. So, what was good about the game for you, Carney?
Well, the first thing that was good for me was I was impressed with. Well, I'll start on defense.
Sure.
I thought that Joe Shoyinka, which I'm just going to call him Joe Tryon still.
Sure.
For his first game, I thought that he played well. I thought that the neutral zone infraction against him was kind of BS.
There's Bobby.
So.
Yeah, it was Sue's. It was Sue's.
Yeah.
It wasn't his. And, I thought that the reaction by the offensive lineman was a little late. And I felt that maybe it was a little forced, but if I was a Bucs fan, I would have been like, good job. So, I don't really want to go back and forth on that.
Neil mentions Vita Vea. How can you not like Vita Vea?
He got held again. Like when he got held and they got pushed back. And then they, threw the pass to get in field goal range. Mm-hmm. He was held, like the guy dragged him to the ground again.
But he's one of those guys. He's taking up, 3 gaps on, it's like it's amazing what he can do. And his athleticism, you saw him plow into Dak Prescott that one time, and he had the offensive lineman that was with him as well. There's Bobby.
Hey guys.
How are you, buddy?
What's up, Bobby? Great. What'd you see? What happened?
How are you guys?
Well, I'll see say, my dirty bedroom. It's terrible.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, man.
All right. Well, Steve, I haven't talked to you yet.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you. I called in previous years, depressed fan, and then last year I just pretty much bawled my brains out every time I called in about how happy I was about everything. But a couple things I just want to talk about. You guys brought up a lot of it, but first of all, I love what you guys said about
rehash.
Vita Vea, holy shit, man! Oh
right?
my gosh, he's like what everyone thought Albert Hainsworth was gonna be. Like he is, but
oh wow, blast from the past.
he just eats up blocks, but still keeps moving. He doesn't stop. Like it's not. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's
He's a more athletic Vince Wilfork or Robert Traylor.
Yeah.
He's juggernaut is what he is.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so and then this leads into a lot of things you guys have said. I just want to caveat on. So I understand playoff Lenny was a real thing, but come on. Can we not remember the regular season that Ronald Jones had? I mean, I remember watching him years before, like, come on, like I see the burst, I see the vision, I see good things. And then last year it all happened. And then the playoffs, Leonard Fournette, great, he did a great job.
Right.
But then it's like everything was forgotten about Ronald Jones. Like, I trust this guy.
And everything was forgotten about how bad Lenny was during the season.
Exactly. I mean, I honestly think the playoffs last year saved his NFL career. It was to a point where I can't imagine him getting off a practice roster. So I'm a big Ronald Jones guy, but whatever. And he fumbled the ball. Yeah, that happens. And then the next play just totally solidifies what I think. And Leonard Fournette, who's in there to block better than Ronald Jones and to, receive the pass better, he can't catch an easy pass and turn around and it gets picked off. But, yeah, still positive vibes, Bobby, trying to be.
Come on, Bobby.
Yeah. So Carlton Davis, is awesome.
Great game. Another great game.
I know. Like, how great, how awesome.
That was not a PI on him either.
No, that was BS.
You mean the first quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's just playing corner the best way possible.
Yeah.
Even and
he did look back. Oh well, yeah, he did look back there.
Yeah, exactly. So is he just supposed to guide the receiver to where he's supposed to go? I mean, that was textbook. I couldn't believe that.
There were two plays that were done, one by Carlton and the other by Jamel Dean. I was like, how do you call that?
Yeah.
And the Jamel Dean one was ridiculous.
Yeah.
How can you're going to call him for PI and then you say, oh, and we're going to tack on 15 extra yards because the PI was a face mask. He didn't even grab the face mask, kind of rubbed his hand
the
over
broadcast even said that too. I mean, the broadcast even was
is that reviewable? Is that reviewable?
I wish it was reviewable.
And
I didn't know.
So I don't want to be, but us Buccaneers fans, we're humble people. We don't,
that's right.
It's not biased. It's not rigged. It's not the NBA. But also, I mean, the Ryan, our center getting into it with the defensive lineman, and then we see the replay getting punched in the face. Yeah. It's like, okay, so where's the retaliation? I just saw him standing up for his team and then getting punched in the face.
Yeah, this taunting rule is gonna cause a lot of people.
Welcome to pass interference being reviewable 2.0.
Yeah, a lot of things though. But so I don't know. At the end of the day, I feel pretty solid about things. I think I don't know. Jamel Dean, if you had never watched the Buccaneers game, you would think he's their weak link. I mean, SMB was great in the playoffs. It's kind of this Leonard Fournette thing, but Jamel Dean, I think, is a good corner. I have a lot of faith in him.
Right.
But it was he was kind of thrown under the bus all night through the broadcast. Levante David, as always, just, I don't know. I mean, in my mind, it's my Buccaneers, it's Derek Brooks and it's Levante David. And that's just that's
hard to argue.
He is the most underrated play. He may be the most underrated player in the history.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
In the history of the NFL.
Except for Blaine Gabbert, according to VA.
His hair is very underrated.
But
it's just, he's great. I agree with you guys said about Andrew Adams. Like, he stepped in, did a great job.
And Cam Newton's nowhere to be found. That's usually what you need for Andrew Adams. Somebody tell him Cam Newton was on the field. That was probably.
But yeah, I don't know. I pretty much just wanted to call in just to feel your guys' vibes. And
what do you think about Mickens?
I liked it a lot.
Right?
There's a pop once he catches the ball. He's zipping around. He's doing stuff. He's not one of those who waits. He moves. He's kind of seeing the kicking team like as he's moving though. He's not waiting for it. So in college, there's a lot of step back, move around, but he's always moving forward, which is good. Because even if he's trying to develop something, he's at least going to get some like net gains, which I'm happy about. I love Chris Godwin very much. I think Antonio Brown is back to the best route runner in the NFL. It's unbelievable how he sets up his routes. It's just it's unlike
his feet are elite and still are.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was texting. I always there's a group of friends I always retext when the NFL starts, and it's just it's like, oh man, here we go.
You get in that group text. You pull that old group text out and you just start throwing stuff. Oh my God, that's my favorite thing to do, and I will tend to do it with some of the guys that I used to work with. Like I will always send texts to Ronnie Lane and to John Gilmore on the radio side of things. Just be like, what'd you think of that? And they're all like, dude. So my text, I know exactly how I feel when it comes to group text during the NFL.
It's just how I know it's the NFL season is because they just stop responding to me, because they start just sending 4 texts in a row and they don't respond. It's like, I'm just doing it for me. But 2 more things I wanted to leave you guys with.
Yeah.
One of you guys said it. I was trying to connect with my phone and some issues, so I didn't want my laptop. But yeah, Dak Prescott, I've been saying the past 5 months, I don't get what the big hoopla is. I don't understand. He scared the shit out of me tonight.
Great game.
He looked good. What the hell? Holy shit. He scared me. I really was he just seems like he has the intelligence of a player 5 years older than him, but still has the skills of, his age without noticeable injury. I don't know, factor. But second thing, and this is the dumbest thing ever, but so you see back here, my dog, he's Marvin. He's a Cavapoo. He's 22 pounds. And I'm not a very good trainer, but every time I come home, I wrestle him. He bites me and we go crazy. So, and he's such a sweetheart. I promise this is going somewhere, Ren. Holy shit.
What the hell is what a Cavapoo is, Bobby?
Okay, so Cavalier King Charles mixed with
no one cares either.
Well, they do, but if you saw him, you would care. But anyways, his favorite player is Carlton Davis III because he's very good in press coverage, like Marvin is. He loves licking my face and biting my face. But in the zone, he kind of has some tendencies to fall asleep or just bite or just, be too overzealous. Mm-hmm. And Marvin, people 10 yards out, he barks and he's just a menace. So anytime CD3 makes a play, Marvin gets plenty of treats. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind the rest of the season, that Bobby's dog, Marvin, is Carlton Davis is the third's favorite player. So that's how I want to end this. And I have many, many Photoshops of Marvin's head on Carlton Davis III.
First off, Bobby, you got to tweet those out stat. You got to at me, at Carney, at the PewterCast, so that we can see these, because we could be, if I tell you what, if I like them, we can make this a weekly thing. You can bring Marvin on the show with you. Second, how the hell do you know that Marvin's favorite player is Carlton Davis? Did he write you a note?
Any breakup or any great coverage or
I was going to say, obviously,
it just
he only gets excited during.
It's because he runs up to Bobby and turns his head around like he's looking for the football. That's how you know.
Or
right before he humps your leg.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
I will be calling in, guys. I really appreciate it, and go Bucs. Feels good.
Go Bucs.
Week 1. Great way to start the season. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Bobby.
That is Bobby in the lobby.
Good call, Bobby.
Oh my goodness. I was wondering where he was going with the dog, and I was this. Yeah, you know what you're going to need is you're going to need one of those Elgato Stream Decks.
Yeah, I am. I should. Anyway.
To mess
but
happens.
Yeah, besides, Marvin, besides learning that, what else did you agree with on Bobby's call there, Steve?
Well, obviously, the way that Antonio Brown played, we hadn't really gotten to Antonio Brown yet, but I mean, the way that he was able to, he was targeted, I believe, 7 times, made 5 catches, 121 yards, and that long touchdown pass that was kind of like surprise.
Yeah. I mean, again, and we're starting to think about the game and that Godwin drop that he had to, that was, I don't want to say it was thrown on the wrong shoulder, but he had to switch shoulders and he dropped it. And then the fumble right before the end zone. And then those 2 turnovers deep in Buccaneers, on the Buccaneers side of the play, what, like you said earlier, back-to-back offensive possessions. This game, like, remember, I don't know if I told you on or off air when we had Kyle Humans on.
Yeah.
Where I said, like, he sounds like a Buccaneers fan with Jameis, where everything has to go right, and maybe you win the game. And maybe you win, and that's what happened. Like, he was worried about their offensive line. They held up really well, but also most of it, I'm going to say, was because of the game plan, of getting it out of Dak's hands fast and doing everything short and using the short passing game to supplement their running game. Their pass rush had to get there. It didn't. Brady was clean the whole time, but to sort of offset that, like we talked about, like 4 turnovers is a lot. That's an avalanche of turnovers for a single NFL game, and you still won. And he threw it to everybody. I know Gallup got hurt, sort of. I don't know when he did, but he ended up not coming back. But CeeDee Lamb had a good game. Cooper had a good game. Zeke did not have a good game, but they didn't really give him a chance to have one.
Yeah, I was gonna say they went away from the run about as quickly as anybody you would see, because they understood that this team knows how to get that done. You'll think about it. They turned the ball over 4 times here during this game. They only turned the ball over 4 times the entire playoffs last year.
Did they really?
3 times in the conference championship game and once in the wild card. That's it. So you had 4 turnovers today. That matches the number of turnovers that you saw in the playoffs, and they still won, which is unreal.
Yeah, it's something that wouldn't happen, pretty much in most of Buccaneers history. You could maybe pick out 1 or 2 teams, but we have another caller. Is that Randall?
Yeah. How's it going, guys?
What's going well, on, man? What do you think? Talk to us.
Suck up made the kick.
Yes.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. How many games have we lost on a missed kick?
Oh my God, you're gonna get me going into. I'm gonna have Chandler Cannizzaro flashbacks, Kyle Brinza flashbacks. I mean,
Billy Capice.
Where's Donald Igwe-Buike?
Neil O'Donoghue.
I live in New England, so I don't get down to the games too often. But the last game I was at was against the Giants in 2019, and Gay missed the game-winning kick.
The Matt Gay. The Matt Gay missed kick. Penalty and that was the game. Wasn't that the game that Daniel Johnson scored the winning touchdown? It had like a hole that you could drive a truck through.
Or Daniel Jones.
Or Daniel Jones, sorry.
Yeah, he became Danny Dimes for a week, and then I guess it lasted about 3 weeks. And they're like, no, he stinks. He stinks. Yeah. How did you become a Bucs fan in New England? I got to hear that story.
I'm from Florida.
Okay.
Where in New England are you now?
I'm in Massachusetts. I'm like on the New Hampshire border.
Okay, so I'm originally from Rhode Island. So
really,
yeah, you didn't know.
I did not know that. No,
yeah.
I did not know that. Did you know Rhode Island's the smallest state in the United States?
I did. I did. Here's the other thing that you don't know about New England Patriots fans is that none of them existed before 2001.
That's not true. 85, Steve Grogan.
Oh.
But anyway, what else you got?
I mean, I was I guess surprised that we didn't get to get more pressure on Dak. I thought for sure we were gonna be really put him off his game, and I think they had the right game plan. They were just getting rid of the ball fast, and we just couldn't quite get to him. We had a lot of close calls though. I thought for sure we were gonna have a few more sacks there.
I did too. There was a couple times where I thought he was going down, but he squeezed out of it, picked up a couple yards with his feet. But overall, and it's in the chat, and I saw it all on Twitter, was, people were just like, they were like, where's the pass rush? Where's the blitz? No one's getting home. And, for some of it, yeah, but, it's like, this is the way I always look at it. Like, the leading sack leader in a season was Michael Strahan with 22.5. Like, how many pass plays do you think he saw that year? 400? 500? Now, put that in a percentage. It's terrible. So, like getting to the quarterback's hard. And then when you come up with the game plan, like we talked about earlier, and you brought it up as well, that they weren't going to let the pass rush beat them. And that was their whole game plan. And it worked. But I thought there was plenty of pressure, like you talked about. I thought the blitzes got there a lot of times. They really forced he was great at getting rid of the ball when he had to, right before he had to. He did it 5, 6, 7 times. He avoided sacks by getting rid of the ball, and like 5 or 4 of those times he completed it, which was so aggravating. He had a really good game, and I was very impressed with Dak Prescott.
Yeah. I agree. Dak. I look at Dak, and the things that I wish they had done more with Dak is to get him to move laterally when
get him off his spot.
Yeah, they did a good job with that. I thought the Cowboys did a better job on Brady getting him off the spot than the Bucs did getting Prescott off the spot, because he just looked like he moved up and just was able to make that throw. And yes, he got clobbered a couple of times, but if you're able to get Dak to move laterally, kind of like Jameis Winston off of his spot, I think you would have had a better opportunity, to have some more success against him. And that was the one thing that the defense, if anything, that the front seven really struggled with, it was trying to get Dak off his spot.
What were you expecting to see in this game? Individual players. Is it Randall? Is that spelled weird?
Yeah,
I mean, I have a problem.
The D silent. Yeah, it throws.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not a very I can't read that well, honestly. That good, or I don't know. I'm trying to be funny, and also like the English language is a challenge to me. So apologies, Randall. Yeah. But coming into this game, like individual performances, what were you looking for? Did they pan out? Were you disappointed? Or who shined for you?
I mean, I think Brady looked solid. He looked really comfortable, made great throws. And then, I think the game would have been much different. We had some terrible, mishaps, right? I mean, the pick, the fumble, the 2 fumbles. I mean, it's just this could have been a much different game if we didn't give them the ball, in their own red zone and give up one in our own red zone. It could have been a completely lopsided game, but
yeah.
So I thought Brady looked really sharp. It was good to see Gronk come out.
Yeah, man. Mid-season form,
blocker, but I like him catching.
Yeah, he was unstoppable. AB was unstoppable. Like everybody was unstoppable. Godwin had an up and down game. He made some runs after the catches, after the catch, which he's very, very good at least probably our best receiver doing that, even better than Antonio Brown as far as Yak. Mike got snake bit a little bit with a couple of tip balls, especially that last one, because he might have scored. He might have scored because Collinsworth said there was nobody back there. Nobody. It was nice to see OJ Howard. I saw him one time. I think he picked up Godwin after a reception. I was like, oh, look, there's OJ. I don't think I ever saw him again.
I saw Cameron Braid, I think, twice.
Yeah, I saw him holding his hips after Godwin fumbled, and they finally tackled the guy. Hey, look, Cam's in. So,
I was really surprised we didn't see more of Giovanni Bernard.
So was I.
Yeah,
but the good thing
really
is
see until the end of the game.
That I was going to say. The good thing is when push came to shove, and they're in that 2-minute offense where it was like, okay, he's a third down back and 2-minute back. He wasn't really the third down back, but when it push came to shove, who came in? He did. And who made the plays? He did. Yeah. He picked up a big first down on the first play of the, the game-winning drive. He picked up 9 and got out of bounds, and it's just effortless I have no worries. It's like, oh, Gio's in, he got the ball. Oh, of course he caught it. Oh, of course he got 9 yards. Of course he got out of bounds. Why? Because the game's not too big for him. It's not too fast for him. He's just a pro. He just knows what he's going to do, man.
You saw that a couple of times. You saw that with Gio getting out of bounds. You saw that with Gronk getting out of bounds.
Yeah.
In that one situation, with under a minute left to play. I thought that I guarantee you that I don't think another team will play cover 0 against the Buccaneers ever again after what happened with the Gronk touchdown, or with the second of the Gronk. I believe it was the second Gronk touchdown. The first one was the little flip, I believe.
No, the second one was the flip.
Oh, second was the flip. So the first one was the cover 0. Where
no, wait, you're right. I'm sorry.
That's what I thought. I thought the second one was the cover 0, where Gronk was all by himself in the middle of the field. I'm like, oh my God, yeah. You won't ever see another team this year play cover 0 against the Buccaneers, because that's what happens.
Yeah, at least not at the goal line. You got anything else, Randall, up there in the what is it, like -32 up there right now?
Yeah, I wish.
It's comfortable right now.
I bet it's really pretty up there.
Get worse.
I bet
you in Gloucester by the sea?
No, I'm more inland.
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah.
So Haverhill-ish?
Yeah. Methuen. Okay. It's right next to
Methuen. Oh, yes. Oh, now
right.
That's where Carlos Pena is from.
Jesus, so. I don't know which conversations. Where's Bobby and his dog, or this one?
Stop it.
Anything else, Randall?
No, that's good. Thanks, guys.
No problem, man. Hey, call back anytime. Yeah, go Bucs.
Thank you, brother.
Stay strong up there, man.
That's right.
We got John. Steve, you haven't met John. John is a longtime video caller and a knowledgeable fan. John, say hello to Steve and welcome to this year's PewterCast Live.
John, I am glad you were not Buccaneer John.
What?
No, yeah. There's a guy that calls a radio station named Buccaneers John who
and he talk like this. He's about 80 years old. And
he's not very smart.
Steve. Hey, John, how are you, buddy?
Doing all right.
What's on your mind today?
Seems like we had a lot of rust. Seems like that's what it was. So it was a lot of rust.
Offensively or defensively?
Defensively.
Yeah.
There was a lot of rust. Like, we got a lot of penalties, which was a problem at the beginning of the year. It seemed like a lot of the problems we had at the beginning of the year last season came reared its ugly head. So where the secondary couldn't cover, we got a lot of penalties on the secondary. And then we had problems with the pass catching running backs, especially Fournette, protecting the ball, running backs protecting the ball, with that play by Rojo and Fournette.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Donovan Smith wasn't that great that game. So it's like the problems from beginning of last season was rearing its ugly head. It was like deja vu all over again.
I will say this, John. I was really surprised. We only heard Donovan Smith's name once. Unfortunately, it was a stretch where he gets called for false start, and you have to burn your last timeout because of it. So, but other than that one time, I don't think Donovan Smith had a bad game. The guy that I thought had the worst game of them all was Alex Kappa, and maybe that's I thought Wirfs was fine. I thought Jensen's gonna get taunting penalties this year. I thought Marpet was fine. Of the five, I thought the right side of the offensive line probably was a little weaker, but they also had Lawrence that Tristan Wirfs had to deal with. So
which is a hard guy too.
Mm-hmm.
Hard guy to battle with.
Absolutely.
And but I gotta say though, Antonio Brown, excellent game. Godwin, not bad. If he did not give up that fumble, I think we would have been talking him in a better light today. So it was just one bad play, I think.
They might have covered.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, but Brady was excellent. Gio was nice when in. Gronk looked like almost the Gronk of old, or at least like 80% of that. At least. Yeah. And but like defensively though, there's like the defensive line got some pressure, but there was like no star really out of any of them. Nobody really did well. And I think hopefully that's something that they have. It is a good offense they went up against. So probably one of the best offenses in the NFL, but you got to play better.
I think the fact that Devin White was your team leader in tackles.
Was he?
He had 8 solos and 2 assists.
Okay.
So he led the team in solo tackles tonight. I think that's a good sign. Like when when a defense is really struggling, when you have a safety as your leader in tackles.
Yeah.
You're getting into that second and third line, especially when and maybe a lot of that is because when that happens, because you're running the football and you're having trouble stopping the run, which is why your safeties are having to get as many tackles. But for them to have as many passing attempts as they did, and you think about it, both of these teams threw more than 50 times. To have Devin White be your team leader in tackles says something.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's good. Yeah, because he didn't. And let's be honest. Let's be fair. I don't think he got most of them by tackling after a reception.
Yeah.
At least I should say on him, a reception on him. He did. I think he got most of them coming from the inside, going to the outside, because of all the screens and the short passes and they were getting the ball outside. Really quickly. After the second series, I'm like, okay, this is the Rams game. If we can tackle, we should be okay. And we didn't tackle as poorly as we did in the Rams game, but I wouldn't say it was an excellent tackling game. The receivers and even their tight end made the first guy miss quite an awful lot, where there could have been I feel like it should have been something like 1st and 12 or 1st and 9, second and 12, second and 9, and it was like 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7, because they're making the first guy miss and then falling forward for the extra 2 yards. So but it was good enough. Being the first game of the year, sort of first live bullets for these guys, especially that long. I was disappointed in the defensive coverage, but then again, I think it's like a recency bias for how well they played in the playoffs. Plus, you have to add in, it's Michael Gallup and it's Amari Cooper.
Yeah, the best, probably one of the best top 5 wide receiving cores in the NFL.
They're top 2. It's either us or them.
Yeah, true.
And it depends on who you talk to. And if you pick either one, if you pick Dallas, you're dumb, but you're also not wrong. But but you're not wrong. I mean, it's one of the. It's like who's better, Jordan or LeBron? Like you're both right. Like it's hard to who's better, Jordan or Kobe? Like it's all. It's it's just minutia at that point. So, I only got scared at the end on Dallas's last drive, but when I saw how much time was left, and I did remember sort of how Tom. It was like last year, it was like fourth quarter comebacks. Here we go. And it didn't happen. And then one time he threw a pick. And then another time it was like 3 and out. And I was like, but the mastery he had of this offense, and you saw it early, and again, what I will just say, I didn't think that Tom's audibles were the best. I would have liked to seen him sort of stick with the script a little bit. I mean, he audible the second play of the game. Second play, we had the ball. He did an audible. I don't know if he's trying to be Leonard Fournette's best buddy or he's trying to get Leonard to, invest in crypto. But he's definitely doing all he can and to get Leonard Fournette involved in this offense and almost, and I'm not trying to start a conspiracy theory here, but if you watch that game and you said, who do you think Tom Brady's favorite running back is, it'd be Leonard Fournette. So, he might be, trying to get Leonard jump started because he thinks without Leonard, it'd be easier for us to get where we need to go with Leonard Fournette being playoff Lenny.
By the way, how about Leonard bailing Brady out on that one? Maybe the worst throw that Brady made was as he's going to the ground, just float that floating dunk up in the air, and here comes Lenny out of nowhere to take it away because Michael Parsons was on him one-on-one, and if Parsons makes that catches that ball, he's going for 6 and nobody's going to touch him. And Leonard somehow is able to almost box him out NBA, big man style, make the catch and make the first down. And get the first down on it. That was incredible.
Yeah. It was that was a huge play by Leonard. So I guess I should sort of, I don't know. I'm just, I'm like Bobby. I'm a Rojo guy, man. I want to see him get his chances and get his touches. And really what it is, and I thought this in my head, is like Leonard's like the 10th best option on this offense if everybody's healthy and everybody's playing. So why is he getting the most? Why is he getting the ball the most in the pass when you add up the passing game and the running game? But again, week 1, maybe it was in their game plan. You never know what's going to happen next week. It might be OJ Howard's week, or next week might be Mike's week. But again, at the end, streak is intact. Suck up for president. Suck up for mayor. He rock solid right down the middle. And, the kicking bug finally bit the other team, which ended up costing them the game in Tampa. And all those turnovers, they overcame them. They grinded it out. They did what they had to do, and they won the game.
Yeah. I'm going to let you guys take another couple callers because I bet you they want to take it. But have a nice talk to you. Hi, Steve. And I'll be calling you more often.
Thanks.
So I'll be saying hi to you more often. So
we look forward to it, John.
Good to see you, John.
That is John joining us here on the PewterCast. Couple of tweets I saw from inside the locker room. Sean Murphy Bunting tweeted out, Bucs win, be back soon, with the fingers crossed emoji. We'll see what sort of time frame it's going to take for him to get back. If it's at
least he'd be back soon, fingers crossed, which means so it's not in doubt. So it's not like, okay, you're done. Like OJ Howard's Achilles last year. He's like, God has a plan, and you're done. See you in 2020. 2022, buddy. So that's good news. I like that. Okay.
And then Carmen Vitale, who is one of the few people that it's allowed in the locker room after games, said that Ryan Suckup, his 6-year-old son Cooper, was petitioning all week to stay up and watch the game, even though he has school tomorrow. He apparently did not win that battle. And then Suckup said he got a text from his wife after the game and said, he's going to be so mad I made him go to bed at halftime.
Oh, man.
Which I think is fantastic.
Daddy of the year. You know, he lost out right there.
Hey, mom had to be the bad guy on that one.
So let's wrap this up, man.
Yeah.
If anybody still wants to click the link, you can come on in. But we're gonna start wrapping. Oh, we got somebody. Just need to see their picture. But I'm gonna drop the link one more time. And we got Pac-Man 504 there in the chat. I can't see your picture, Pac-Man. So we're not gonna bring you up till we can. So if you want to come on and talk Bucs, figure it out. But if you don't figure it out in the next 5-10 minutes, I don't tell you. So anyway, let's go. So let's wrap it up.
A couple of things. Frank G is asking what happened to Darden. You got 2 words for that. Jaden Mickens.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about the NFL this year, and we saw it last year as well. When you're able to elevate guys from the practice squad, and use those as supplements to the 53, so you turn into a 55-man roster in that case. You're going to see. I think you're going to see that a lot this year. That you're going to see Jalen Darden he'll be on the 53, but there will probably be many a week where he ends up being inactive.
Yeah,
because they want to use Jaden Mickens, and they're going to use Darden as they're going to use this as an opportunity for Darden to get used to the pace and the intensity of the National Football League, because he's fast, he's quick, but he's small, and he's from a small school that you guys at small schools, they don't really understand the difference that you see intensity wise at the National Football League level. So and the reason why my Mickens isn't on the 53, as Randall is asking, is because they
cut him.
Yeah, they had to. Well, they knew that
Darden. Yeah.
They knew that they could cut Mickens and probably get him through waivers and get him signed on the practice squad. Whereas if they cut Darden, they probably would not have been able to get him through.
There's a lot of guys there's a lot of teams that want to take a look at Darden because of his speed. And because of his returnability. But right now, the Bucs obviously don't trust Mickens to be the return guy on kickoffs and punts as much as they trust Mickens and you saw Mickens. I mean, even if you saw Darden in preseason, it was nothing special. You saw like, almost, or hey, that was, or what you really saw was like, son, quit running backwards. Son, you're not as like, these guys are just as fast as you in the NFL. Like quit doing that. So as he's learning the nuances of that game, because he's not, if you activate him and he's not going to return punts or kicks, then he's never going to get on the field. I mean, Tyler Johnson got like 1 target. Scotty Miller got 1 target. Were you going to put Mickens in front of AB, or like, it's just, and you got Gronk, like OJ Howard got no targets. Cameron Brate got no targets. So until, they feel comfortable, or Mickens can show Darden can blow Mickens out of the water with the return game, then, or somebody scoops him up off the practice squad, it's going to be the Jaden Mickens show for a while. I tweeted that out at the beginning. I said, it's like, I don't think Darden finds his stride this year. I think this is a guy who when he plays, you might see some splashes, but at the end of the year, I think we're all going to feel like, oh wow, a little not disappointed, mad at him, but disappointed as in, I thought we were going to see more of Mickens, or of Darden this year. I thought he was going to be more of a playmaker this year. But going into next year, like AB might be gone. He's on a 1-year deal.
Yep.
Godwin, they got to sign, which they will. I'm not saying he's not, but Godwin, they have to sign. Who knows what's going to happen with J Watt? Scotty Miller, if he doesn't start to stick his nose in those tough catches, he's going to be gone. Yeah. Because Darden will do that. So either Darden's going to be pushed into a bigger role next year because there's not this massive traffic jam of Pro Bowlers and Hall of Famers in front of him, or you're going to have to wait till really like 2023 and he grows into the position and they start sort of, like using him as a slot or have packages for him, because just right now there's not any room for him. And if Mickens continues to do what he did tonight, like I'm glad Darden's on the team, but I'm not freaking putting Mickens on the bench to see what Darden can do, because I know what Mickens is doing and seeing it. Like, that was the best overall return game I have seen ever in my life as a Bucs fan from a Bucs player.
Wow, even more than say
overall game.
A Peanut or Michael Spurlock?
Overall game. I know Spurlock had the first return ever, but for the overall game, like, like every time he, like, pretty much, he always got positive yardage, but, a few times he got like plus 20 yards. One got called back, another one he took it to midfield. Like, that really helps. So, yeah, I mean, as an overall game, I think that was the best return I've ever seen, from start to finish. So,
I wanted to call Peanut Smith Peanut Tillman so bad. I'm like, no, it's Clifton Smith, Peanut Smith. Yeah, Carl the Truth Williams.
I don't remember Peanut Smith at all.
You don't remember Peanut? Oh
no.
My goodness. That was the I think it was the Raheem years that he was here. He was kind of a small running back, and I thought he was on the verge of being the breakout type of Gio Bernard style, pass catching running back. And I think he hurt his knee, and that was the end of it.
Peanut.
That was the end of Peanut.
Yeah. I did turn my back on the Bucs one year, and that was Raheem's second year when they didn't sign anybody in free agency. And I was like, what's going on? Like,
you blame Mark Dominic on that one.
Do you, or do you blame the Glazers because they didn't have any more cash because they spent it all on buying Man U?
United, yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like, what? Like, this team was terrible last year, and you didn't get anybody? Like, you didn't get anybody. Nobody.
By the way, Veritas, it's not go, Michael, go, Michael, go, Michael, go. It's run, Michael, run, Michael, run, Michael, run. From Gene Deckerhoff. Yeah. I should know. I was there.
I was there. I was the guy making the levels correct.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So, got anything to wrap this up, man? Got anything left you want to get off your chest?
Starting 1-0 is better than starting 0-1. Even Brady said that after the game. Asked about the difference between this year and last year. He said last year sucked after the first game, which is true. Yes. This is kind of a exhale, go, woo, we escaped that one, but you're still 1-0, and there will be 16 teams this year that cannot say that. So I'm happy.
Me too. Obviously, just, I'm going to play the quarterback head coach, good win against good team, but we got lots to work on, lots of work to do. We'll look at the film, we'll get better. But,
to Atlanta.
We're on to Atlanta right now. So, yeah, good day to be a Bucs fan. We get to enjoy it and be all over TV for a couple of days, at least tomorrow. And the NFL shows even for Saturday, but and then Sunday will be forgotten. We will all be forgotten, but we won't forget you, Bucs fans, because we will be back 3 times next week.
That's right. Hopefully on Wednesday, the plan is to have a chat with our friend D. Orlando Ledbetter from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution again.
Mm-hmm.
One of our favorite people. We had him on during the off season. We'll bring him on to get us ready for Bucs and Falcons. And then on Friday, we'll definitely get you prepared.
We have a surprise. We have a surprise Friday. I'm in talks. I'm surprised Friday. We are. We have a big sponsor this year, a title sponsor this year.
Yep.
And really, I'm just waiting for the check to hit the bank account, and then we're off and running. So, we will be joining the betting game. Like, it is coming out strong this year. Did you see on, what was it, ESPN? I think it was the NFL Network, where the betting lines are on the ticker now.
Yeah, they've put the betting lines on the ticker on the NFL Network. How many official betting partner ads did we see tonight?
Yeah, exactly. It is everywhere.
We saw DraftKings. We saw BetMGM. We saw
Caesars.
Caesars. They're everywhere now. And
yeah.
By the way, I'd like to thank the folks at FanDuel. I won.
Did you?
Won money on FanDuel tonight. I also won money on DraftKings tonight. So I went 2 for 2 tonight on showdowns for daily fantasy, making me very happy.
Yeah, so we'll be entering the betting game. We'll have some special offers for you. And if you want to support the show, this is the best way to do it. And we'll explain it to you later, I guess, next week.
Yeah, probably on Friday.
Yeah.
You want to explain that on Friday?
Yeah, well, we'll see. We might talk about it a little bit before, but I'm hoping Friday will sort of be the big reveal and what we're doing with our title sponsor for the rest of the year. But who cares? Bucs win.
That's right.
Bucs win.
Enjoy the win.
Enjoy the win.
Absolutely. Ren, give us the Ren addiction. Where can people find you?
Best place to find me is on Twitter at the PewterCast. I'm always down to talk Buccaneers football, but if you think your tweet is too hot or don't want to put it out there, you can always slide in my DMs and I'll talk Buccaneers football with you there as well too.
You can always follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I am at Steve Carney. StPete9.com is where you can find my Rays stuff. And of course, the PewterCast. Definitely.
Rays having a great year. Going to have their best record ever.
That's right. Absolutely. So until also like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Also subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your favorite podcast, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, and leave us a rating and a review in all of those places so we can get as many Bucs fans as possible. Thank you to the Fan-Sided Network for being a part of the show as well. And until next time, are you ready, Ren?
I am. I've almost got this down.
Almost ready.
Almost.
Here we go.
No, I'm ready. No, I'm ready. I'm just saying I almost got it down as like remembering every time.
There we go. Go buck yourself.